Alright, y'all can pick which two, so give me one of them. That we.
Oh, 3 and 108.
Okay, let's do that one first then. Okay, so first we're going to do 3 square root of 108. So are there any perfect squares that can go into 108?
No.
Can 12 go into 108?
No.
12 can go into 108 how many times?
9.
Good. And 9's a perfect square. So let's break this up into, instead of 108, we can put what? 9 times?
12.
Good. But from here, are there any perfect squares in 12?
Yes.
What's the perfect square in 12? 4 and 3, right? So let's break this up even more. 3 square root of 9 times what?
4
Times
3.
Good. Alright, the square root of 9 is going to be what? 4.
-3.
Good. So we put on the outside with the 3, plus or minus. Let's bring over this 3. We have to bring out another 3 because of the 9. What's the square root of 4?
2.
And does 3 have a square root?
No.
So we're going to leave it underneath the radical. And now we just multiply everything on the outside. So what's 3 times 3?
9.
Times 2?
18.
Good. So this would be plus or minus 18 square root of 3.
Not all the answers are going to be like that.
No, not all of them. Any questions about that one, though? All right, Austin, which one did you say?
52 over 4.
Okay, you can do that one. So everybody got that one down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, square root of 52. Are there any perfect squares that can go into square root of 52?
No.
Y'all are just guessing. How do you find out?
4 and 13.
4 and 13. Good. So break this up into square root of what?
4.
Over?
2.
Good. The reason it's not 2, Levi, is because we're not taking the square root of 4, just the square root of the top.
Oh.
So the square root of 4 is going to be what? Or?
-2.
Good. So plus or minus 2. What stays underneath the radical?
13.
13 all over 4. Can we simplify that? Yes. What goes into both of those?
2.
Good. How many times does 2 go into 2?
1.
So we could just write plus or minus square root of 13, right? We don't have to put the 1 out front. We know it's there. And over 2. Good. Questions about that one? Alright, I want you to try the rest on your own. For square root of 63. Alright,
I wanted.
Nike, go ahead.
No.
Okay, so you have the square root of 7 times 9.
Alright, pause.
Whoa.
Did anybody use different numbers besides 9 and 7?
I did the first time.
Okay, why can you... Alright, so Mackie, the first time you had what? What was it?
I can't remember. Hold on.
How you can't remember this one?
What was it?
21 and 3.
Okay, why couldn't we use 21 and 30? Somebody tell me.
3 is a perfect square, not a perfect square.
And neither is what?
It is
21, right? So this one he used 9, which is a perfect square, and 7. So from here, what do we do, Mackie?
Since 9 is a perfect square,
Mhm.
you put 3 on the outside,
Good.
plus or minus 3, and then leave the square root of 7.
Perfect.
Because 7 isn't that perfect.
Any questions about that one?
It's not about this one.
Okay, let's wait till we get to the other. Alright, can I have a volunteer for the next one? Heidi? Yes.
I got plus or minus 11.
Good. This one is a what? What is 121?
Perfect.
A perfect square. So
I
it
put
would just be
11
plus or
and then
minus
square
11.
root of 11.
Not yet. Alright, can I have a volunteer for the next one?
Wait, you use 25 and 3.
Good. You could use 25 and 3, because 25 times 3 is what? And 25 is a perfect square.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5.
Yeah, the square root of 25 is 5, so we could put 2 times 5 And then what's left underneath the radical? So tell me my final answer.
10.
Perfect.
Wow.
Any questions about that one?
Should have kind of done because it was really easy.
Alright, anybody want to do square root of 51?
There's no
Prime.
Is there any perfect squares that can go into it? No. So we don't write prime, we just write plus or minus square root of 51. We just leave it the same.
No. This whole time I was calling it prime.
51 is a prime number. Any questions about simplifying radicals?
Can I see a last one?
Yes. Alright, so these next 5 problems are going to be solving by the quadratic formula. So stuff we've already done yesterday. The only thing is these answers are going to be irrational. They're going to have square roots in them that we may or may not have to simplify. Okay, so that's the difference between what we're doing today and yesterday. Yesterday we got easy numbers like 1/2 or 5 or 4. This time we're going to get answers like this. Okay,
Like what?
like these that we've been working.
Alright.
Alright, so for the first one we have to do what with it first before we start?
Subtract the 14.
Subtract 14 to get it in standard form. Tell me how to write it in standard form.
X squared plus 5x minus 14.
Equals?
0.
Good. What's my A, B, and C, Austin?
A equals 1.
B is 5 and C is -14.
Good. Anybody, can anybody look at me? Can anybody look at me without looking at their paper and say the quadratic form?
Nope.
Alright, Levi, go ahead.
Negative b square root.
Anybody else? Austin, go ahead.
You look at it,
No.
you just look at it.
Oh, I know.
You can look at me and say.
It's you just look down this coordinates. Negative b square root.
No, Cyrus, go ahead.
Negative b plus 1 b squared or
AC.
Good. Good job. Alright. Maybe I won't hit the ceiling this time. Good catch. Alright. So for here it'd be -5, right? Because negative b. Let me zoom out a little.
It's only
-5 plus or minus square root. B squared, so it'd be what?
5 squared.
Minus 4 times what?
1
Times.
negative 14.
Good. All over 2 times 1.
1.
Alright, any questions about the setup? We take care of what's underneath the radical first. Anybody remember what that's called?
Coefficient.
Nope. Discriminant. Discriminant. Yes, that's underneath the radical. All of this is called your discriminant. Alright, so from here it's -5 plus or minus square root of 5 squared is? Alright, what's -4 times 1 times -14?
Negative 56.
Is it negative?
No.
Positive, good, because you have 2 negatives right here. So plus 56 all over 2. And what is 25 plus 56? What is it? Oh, well, this one will be, answer will be pretty nice, but. Alright, so square root of 81 is going to be what? So -5 plus or minus 9 over 2. A lot of y'all, I've seen this, make sure when you put the 2 on bottom that you're not just putting it underneath the 9. It's going to be underneath the entire problem. Okay, because if you don't, it'll mess up your answer. Justin, tell me what the first case would be.
-5 plus 9 over 2.
Good. And the second case?
-5 minus 9 over 2.
Good. So the 2 on bottom you have to divide after you do the top first. So what's -5 plus 9? 4 divided by 2? Good. -5 minus 9? Divide by 2. Very good. Questions about that one? Alright, we're going to do one more together. I'll let you pick which one. 4. Okay. So everybody got this one down? Okay. Number 4. 2x squared plus that's an x minus 10 equals 0. Is this in standard form?
Yes.
Alright, Wyatt, tell me my A, B, and C.
A is 2, B is 1, C is 2.
Very good. Anybody want to try to say the quadratic formula just looking at me? Diego, go ahead.
Negative b plus or minus square root of a squared.
Nope. Heidi, go ahead.
Negative b plus or minus square root b squared for a.
Nope. Mackie.
Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Good.
Bubble gum.
Okay. So right here, negative b would be negative 1 plus or minus square root b squared, so 1 squared, minus 4 times, what's your A?
2.
Times,
1.
mm-mm,
No.
Negative 10.
good, all over 2 times,
2.
good. Everybody good with that? Alright, so we have negative 1 plus or minus, what's the square, or what's 1 squared, sorry.
1.
What would be negative 4 times 2 times
80.
negative 10?
80.
I told y'all there'd be hard answers, and then I accidentally put easy ones on there. Okay, so 80 plus 1 is going to be
91.
81, and the square root of 81?
9.
Good. Alright, Heidi, tell me case 1.
Negative 1 plus 9 over 4.
Good. Second case?
Negative 1 minus 9 over 4.
Good.
How many are we on test?
What now?
How many are going to be on test?
Probably 15. I'm going to give y'all study guide out this evening. Okay. So Londe was negative 1 plus 9
8.
over 4.
4.
Good. 8 divided by 4. Yes, Eric.
-5.
Good. Wait. Yes, that's good. Nope. Wait, let's go back. What's negative 1 minus 9? And negative 10 over 4, we can simplify that to what?
5 over 2.
Good. Negative 5 over 2. Great job. Alright, I need you to do 2, 3, and 5 on your own. I'm going to call on people to go over and tell me if y'all agree with it, what needs to change. I'm going to zoom out some.
I agree.
Alright, so here's her number 4 where she stopped at. Right here. Does everybody agree with it so far? Are there any mistakes she made so far? No. Okay. So, right here I'm going to zoom in on her answer. Can I leave this as the answer?
No.
Okay. What do we need to do from here?
4 plus 48 over 2. And 4 minus 48 over 2.
Because the square root of 48, is that 48?
Wait, can you divide it all by 2?
No. Yes, Cyrus. What'd you say? Okay, he said break 48 up into 12 times 4. Remember up here how we did simplifying radicals? That's why I did this. So when we got to problems like this, we could simplify it, okay? So we're going to leave this 4 plus or minus alone. We're going to leave the 2 alone. We're going to break this 48 into what? Times. Alright, but 12 has perfect squares in it. Good. Any questions about that? Because 4 times 4 times 3 is 48. We're just breaking it up to simplify it. Now, what's the square root of 4?
2.
Okay. So I'll bring that on the outside. What's the square root of 4 here? I'll bring that on the outside. What has to stay underneath?
3,
All over.
2,
And now let's multiply. This is going to make what? So 4 plus or minus 4 square root of 3 all over 2. You can leave it like this, or we could simplify further, right? 2 goes into all of these. How many times does 2 go into 4?
2.
How many times does 2 go into 4? And 2 goes into 2. So I can just leave it like that. I'll leave that up there for a while. Any questions about that one?
so you don't have to put it over 1.
No. I mean, you can, but anything not over 1, we assume already has a 1 on bottom. Anybody had finished with number 3 yet? And wants to show their paper? Y'all still working on 3?
Yeah.
All right, 3 and 4 go. 3 and 5, excuse me. Go ahead and work on those, and then we'll do the same thing. And then we'll. It's okay. That's why I wanted to put it up under here. All right. 9 plus 90 or 16 plus 96. Is that what y'all got? And what's 16 plus 96? All right. So we'll have negative 4 plus or minus square root of 112 over 12.
Wasn't that what it was? I thought it was 16.
Over what?
16.
It'd be 4 times 2, which is going to be 8. Good. Oh, there we go. All right. Any perfect squares that go into 112? 7 and 16. Thank you. So negative 4 plus or minus square root of 7 times 16 over 8. And what's the square root of 16?
4.
4. So where does that go?
Outside.
Outside. So negative 4 plus or minus 4 square root of what? 7 all over. Good. That's it. Questions about that one? Alright, we'll go over number 5 tomorrow. Y'all can go ahead and pack up. Your homework is, the whole sheet is due tomorrow, okay? No, it's, yeah, so 6.6, 4 and 5 homework, that whole sheet's due tomorrow, okay? Yes, 1 through 10. Yeah, 1 through 10. Yeah.
Oh, the one you circled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the study guide, remember, is optional. It's not due till next Tuesday. He's got my other two copies later. Is that one?
I got one.
Have a good day.
You going to watch tomorrow?
If I can, I have a classic period.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm not even ready.
Oh, this paper is this mine. Sorry. Huh?